is 12 noon. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Good afternoon. I'm Chesley Knowles, Partners in Prevention Steering Committee, the chair of the Partners in Prevention Steering Committee. The March 10th, 2021 meeting of Partners in Prevention Steering Committee is now called to order. Today's meeting is being conducted via teleconference. We will begin with a roll call to confirm the members of the Partners in Prevention Steering Committee who are present and able to participate. Committee members, when I call your name, will you please respond in the affirmative if you are present? Shalonda Adams.
Present.
Lois Collins.
Here.
Carol Greenwald.
Present.
Clint Holmes.
I am here.
Thank you. Nicole Janner. We will now have a roll call of the Partners in Prevention staff. Partners in Prevention Manager Holly Fuller.
Here.
Director of Mentoring and Longview Bridges Out of Poverty, Lindell McAllister. Program and Outreach Coordinator Taylor Thornton. Mentoring Coordinator and Coalition for Drug-Free Youth Liaison Whitney Pierce.
Present.
Grant Technician Patty Eason.
Present.
Administrative Assistant Jordan Forbes.
Present.
Mentoring Program Coordinator Bonnie Hall.
I'm here.
Mentoring Coordinator Adora Hall.
Present.
Mentoring Recruiter Kendra Tennyson. I see Kendra on. She's muted. Okay.
She's here. I can hear her saying she's present from the other.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like she has maybe written something into the chat.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, so we have her as here, as present. Approval of the January 13th, 2021 Partners in Prevention Minutes and Expenditure Report is the next agenda item. If the committee members will please unmute yourselves for the approval of the minutes and expenditures. They have been emailed out prior to this meeting. The minutes from January 13th, 2021. If everybody's had a chance to review, are there any questions or concerns regarding the January 13th minutes?
None.
Is there a motion to accept the January 13th, 2021 minutes?
Motion to approve.
Is that Carol Greenwald?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Shalonda Adams, I second it.
thank you. All in favor of accepting the minutes as written, please indicate by saying yay.
Yay.
Any opposed? Okay, the minutes will be accepted as written. If everyone's had a chance to review the financial report, are there any questions or concerns regarding that report? Is there a motion to accept the financial report?
Move that we accept the financial report. This is Clint Holmes.
Thank you. Would anyone like to second the motion?
I second. Ms. Shalonda Adams.
Okay. All in favor of accepting the financial report, please indicate by saying yay.
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 Are there any opposed? Okay, the financial report will be accepted as presented. So we will now move into agenda item 4, the staff reports. And I believe there is a slideshow for the reports. And first up will be Whitney Pierce with the Coalition for Drug-Free Youth.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to give a brief report about what we've been doing since the beginning of the year and kind of our outlook for this year as we are taking on a new year, which is always so exciting for us, and just getting to plan our new goals for the year. So if you would go to the next slide, just to recap, in 2020, we got rid of 1,350 pounds of prescription drugs for the entire year. That's a really great amount, and I feel like it's only increasing every month from here. So our community is taking advantage of that. And if you'll look at the image to the right, this is just a reminder. We do this every year where we tell the community to engage in spring cleaning, as we call it, where you will clean out your medicine cabinets or other areas in your house where you might have leftover prescription drugs or ones that are expired that you're no longer using, and to take them to the drop box, because that really does keep them out of the hands of children and other vulnerable populations that don't need them. In 2021, in January, we collected 95 pounds, so we are already kicking this year off great with getting rid of those prescription drugs, and people are really taking advantage of the drop box like we want. And then our third item, we are planning to have a take back event this year along with the Longview Police Department, where in April, you'll notice that it's National Drug Take Back Day with the DEA, but the Longview Police Department, we partner with them to do a local take back. So we will have that date to be determined, and we'll get that to you. We raised 88.7 pounds. We disseminated of those the year before last because of COVID. So we didn't get to do it last year, but we're hoping to top that goal. So if you have people that you know that have prescription drugs they need to get rid of in their house, please let them know that in April we are planning to do that event and hopefully top the goal. That's 88.7 pounds that we had the year before. And then next, let's see. So our goals for 2021, and the next slide after this, we'll talk about how maybe you can be part of this. So we have 4 main things that we discussed in our last coalition meeting with the community members. And the first one was education. So we all know when it comes to youth drug prevention, education is number one a lot of times because our youth simply don't know about the dangers and the risks of substances. So right now we are deciding how can we educate creatively, especially through COVID-19. So thinking about videos, presentations, curriculum, just really using our partners like at CAUTA, Community Health Corps, Wellness Point, people that are on the ground able to get into the schools and figure out ways to be able to educate however we can, because we know that's important. Our second one is partnerships. We have some gaps with our coalition, such as faith-based treatment facilities, being able to offer that as a resource for our youth, and then business representation at the table. So we'll talk about that in just a second, how we can help with that. And then number 3, all youth are not using substances. You know, we harp on this a lot in presentations, but kids simply don't understand that you're actually in the norm if you aren't using, because statistics show that that's not happening with all youth, and we want to be able to get this out to the community. So we're actively brainstorming now ways that we can show our community that all youth are not using and that this is the most popular thing. It's not that they are. So we're trying to really get that message out and show those statistics. And then number 4 is awareness. what does CDFY mean? So we talked about in our coalition meeting how a lot of our members still feel like when you say those initials, that acronym in the community, people still don't know what CDFY is. So really showing that the Coalition for Drugs for Youth does have that acronym to put our name out there to where people know that we are a resource in the community. We have partners in the community that we team up with to really help our youth, their parents, and our schools with youth substance misuse. So really getting our name out there and plugging that in so people know that we are a resource to our community. So our next slide is talking about how maybe you can help us be part or people that you know that have an interest in substance use prevention. So I want to pose the question to all of you, if you know of anyone needing a presentation on substance misuse, because we would love to figure out a way to either do it by Zoom or maybe just in a safe way that we can be able to get the word out, maybe in your workplace, to a church that you are familiar with, youth groups, parent groups, whoever. We will talk to anyone about substance use prevention, and it's a passion of ours. So if you know of anyone, we would love to have their name or their group name to be able to get that information out. And then, is there anyone you know of that might want to be part of our efforts? So like I said earlier, we have so many people around the table, from school to police to people that work with the fire department to trying to think of all that they are. We have a lot of youth, teachers, principals. We have everyone, parents. And right now we are missing, like I said earlier, our faith-based, some treatment resources, business representation. So if we can help to fill those gaps, that would be so helpful for us, because the more people we have around the table, the more resources that we can get out to be able to help our community. So if you have coworkers, friends, colleagues, other substance agencies, pastors, or even yourself, if you're interested in doing something like this, we would love to have you. And then our third question is, what data do you use for youth? So we're always curious. We like to always point back to ECOTA's data that they use, because they give such a great resource with their regional needs assessment. But we are always interested in, what do you use for youth? And it can be substance use related. It can even be things about like dropout rate, homelessness, poverty. All of that leads and links to substance use in some way or form. And we would really be curious to know if there's another data source out there that you use that maybe we could benefit from using to be able to help our community further. And then number 4, where do you receive most of your news? So this is always an important question that we like to ask, because we want to get the word out in a way that people are hearing. So whether that's social media, Facebook, maybe your kids are getting most of their news from Instagram, or, TikTok is really popular. Television, we have the city's channel that we like to use very often to be able to get the message out there. And then just really around the community, do you hear news through word of mouth? So what is the most popular choice of where you hear news from? And then the next slide is talking about our next meeting. So our next meeting is planned on Zoom, and it's going to be Thursday, March 25th from 11 to 12. If you are interested in being part of that, just to hear the things that we're doing, or if you think you can help further and just kind of want to listen in, please email me and I will add you to our list and get that Zoom information out to you, because we would love to have you or any of your friends or anyone that's interested in doing that. So that is really all of the goals for this year and things that we're excited about that are on the horizon. So I know that was a lot of information, but I do just want to pose a question to everyone. Does anyone have any questions regarding any of the information today?
Hey, Whitney, this is Clint. I would be interested in maybe you all coming to Thrive one afternoon or evening during the week. So if you just let's connect and let's see if we can, plan that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We'd love to do that. Anyone else have any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Whitney, for that presentation. Next, we will hear from the Aspire Mentoring Program, Bonnie Hull.
Hi, hope everybody's doing great today. I am bringing you this report on behalf of Linda McAllister, who you usually hear from, and I know she would much rather be here with y'all today than where she is out on a personal medical issue. The report for this month is pretty exciting for us. Aspire Mentoring Program is excited to announce that we've begun offering in-person activities again. This is huge for us. Of course, we're socially distanced and wearing masks still, but the opportunity to meet one-on-one in person is just huge. Our first activity was, as you'll see on the slide, was Skills for Success. Skills for Success is a program that has been put on for us by Junior League of Longview, and it's for our high school girls. And they provide a whole lot of opportunities and programs to encourage them for future success. And this particular one, as you can see, was presented by Amy Hollins from Hardizans. She covered a whole lot of things on preparing for the future job interviews and being part of the workforce. It even included a what to wear fashion show. It was really, really, really good. And we appreciate Junior League for supporting us like that. Next slide will show you our program activity, our first one of the year, and we'll be doing these monthly, was Painting Happy Rocks. We invited mentors and mentees to come, and they painted rocks that they could share to encourage other people. They could paint them for themselves, and each mentor and mentee got to paint about 5 or 6 rocks. And we just had a great time. We had about 30 people in attendance, which was full house for the facility that we used. Our upcoming dates are not set in stone yet, but these are our upcoming plans. Okay, the dates are set, but we haven't finalized all the details yet. So our first upcoming event is March 24th. We do update trainings for our mentors, and the subject of that is going to be the stages of the mentoring relationship. March 30th, we have planned a game night. This is going to be for mentors and mentees at LeTourneau University. On April 22nd, we're going to be having a family night at Putt Putt. These are always very well attended. So we're looking forward to that, and even considering having a couple of different starting times so we can get more people through and have a really good event without having to worry so much about a tight space. On May 18th, we are going to have an Aspire Girls celebration. We're celebrating 25 years of mentoring this year, which is so exciting for us. And we're especially excited that we'll be able to get together in person to have a celebration. And then, as you can see, on May 27th, we'll have the Aspire Mentoring Program's Boys Celebration. We have started our Mentoring Enhancement Grant, and we're needing to make 50 new matches. If you know of someone you think would be a good mentor, please talk to them about this opportunity. Then share their name and email and cell number with us, and we will do follow-up with them. We're excited to have the program off and really running, and it feels like we never have enough time in the day to do everything we do, but it's a great great feeling that we are up and running and recruiting and meeting in person. That's all I have from this report. Does anybody have any questions about it?
Well, thank you for that report, Bonnie. Sounds like a lot of good things going on in the mentoring program. Next, we will have a report from the program manager, Holly Fuller, and she will cover both the Unity and Diversity Committee report and then move into the program manager report.
Okay. Some of you may know that Taylor Thornton is out right now, so I've been filling in for her for the Unity and Diversity Committee until she returns at the end of April. So the March meeting we had was in recognition of Women's History Month. We had a few videos that we played, and then just some open discussion. That's one thing that the Unity and Diversity Committee members had asked for, is some more just topics and open discussion. So we had some really great conversation around that topic in March. April will be the One Love Longview. Some of you may be familiar with this nonprofit organization, and they're going to come and speak with us again. This will be via Zoom, as all of our meetings have been the last several months. So if you'd like to put that on your calendar for April the 5th at noon, we would love to have you join us that way. And if you need more information or a link or anything, just let me know. I'm happy to send that to you. And then, as we talked about last time, our 17th annual Unity Honors Luncheon will be taking place. It's still scheduled for Wednesday, June the 23rd at 11:30 at Mod Cobb Activity Complex. Individual tickets are $20, and you can purchase those at the website listed. If you just go to longviewtexas.gov/Unity Honors. And there may be a dash between Unity and maybe Unity-Honors. If you don't get there that way, just try the other, or let me know and I can help you. All the tickets will be sold prior to the event, so there won't be any tickets available the day of the event. So go ahead and get those now if you plan to attend. And next, I wanted to recognize, of course, we wouldn't be able to put on the Unity Honors Luncheon without our sponsors. And this year, because we're celebrating our 25 years of Unity and Diversity, what originally started out as the Race Relations Committee, we've added a special sponsor level this year, which is the silver sponsor. And so you can see those who have already contributed to that to be recognized as a silver sponsor. We have an underwriter, and some of these are new to participating this year, which we're glad to have. And then next, we have just the sponsor level. Some of these we've recognized as partners in the past, so they're continuing on. And then the friends level, these are the ones that have signed up to be that level sponsors thus far. Of course, we still have opportunities available for sponsors to join in and be added to the list. So I will go ahead and move into my manager's report, and just have a few things that I wanted to let you be aware of. Bonnie mentioned earlier that we have started our second Mentoring Plus Enhancement Grant with Youth Collaboratory. When we met in January, that was in the works, but we have actually now signed an agreement with them that started February 1. And will run for the next 17 months, and we will receive $145,000 over the course of those months. And so you'll be seeing that added to the financial report. This is a grant, of course, that many of you know that we had before, and we were asked to rejoin for a grant that they already have started. It started actually back in 2019. And so we're fulfilling an obligation for an organization that wasn't able to do that. So we were very honored to be asked to participate again, and it's going to be great for our mentoring program. Next, I wanted to also remind you that the City of Longview will be taking applications for board and commissions. Partners in Prevention Steering Committee is one that will need to fulfill some vacancies. As I mentioned last time, Lois and Chesley have both fulfilled their obligation of serving a total of 4 years. They've both served two-year terms. We're very thankful for that, but as required, they will have to rotate off for at least 1 year. So we will have vacancies to fill for those two positions. And then we still have a vacancy left from last year. So we're actually looking for 3 new committee members. So if you know someone who would be interested in serving on any of the city's boards or commissions, but particularly our steering committee, then there's an online application or an application that can be printed. And as I understand, they'll be accepting those applications until the end of April. So we just have a little over a month to get those in. So if you know somebody, please share that information. Also, to give you a staff update, we are seeking a new mentor coordinator for our Aspire Boys mentoring program. This is a 20-hour-a-week contractual position that has some flexibility in the hours. So if anyone's interested in that, you could have them to send their resume to either me or Lyndall, and my address is hfuller@longviewtexas.gov, and Longview, Texas is spelled out. And Lyndall's is the same, other than the beginning. She's L. McAllister@longviewtexas.gov. Or our main phone number, 903-237-1019. So we're looking for someone to fill that position. As you probably are aware, the governor has dropped our mask mandate, and so the city is moving back into looking at in-person meetings. The city council will resume meeting in person on March the 25th. And so as a city council appointed committee, we also will follow suit. So our May the 12th meeting will be in person. I'm not sure at this point if it will be here at our office, if we'll maybe try to find a larger location so we can still distance if we need to, but I'll be letting you know that as I become aware of what requirements we need to fulfill. But please mark May the 12th on your calendar. And then final, as I always like to remind everyone to please, if you're on any kind of social media platform, please like, share any of the content that we put up through Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We always are trying to grow our size and our following through that, especially during the times that's been mentioned for COVID. So if you would do that, we would greatly appreciate it. That's all the information I have for you today, but I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Okay, Chesley, I'll turn it back to you. I'm sorry, go
I
ahead.
think Clint may have a question.
I was just gonna say that the link you shared is correct. I just went to it for the ticket purchase. Yeah, it's correct.
Wonderful, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Holly, for those reports. And now we will move into the citizen comment portion of our agenda. Scott Shellhorse with the city's media department is coordinating the technical side of the meeting and will assist with moderating the citizen comment portion of our meeting. Scott, do we have any residents who want to speak today?
No one is registered and wishing to speak at this time.
All right. Well, if there is no other, we've reached the end of our agenda, and it is 12:29, and this meeting will be adjourned. Thank you.